One. My name is Zoha Samiri, and I'm from the United States. I came to India to visit some family, and I had the great opportunity to come to Dawn School and read my book to you guys. So, my book is about a son and his father going to the park trying to find a lion. Now, who really thinks they found a lion at the park? Let's find out. So, for a lion safari, what do you think you need to bring as your surprise? Okay, so I said a safari hat to not get the sun in your eyes, water for when you feel dehydrated, binoculars to see the animals, a compass to see where you're going, and a briefcase to hold all the supplies, as you can see over here. The Lion Hunter is a story about an 8-year-old boy discovering nature. My journey of finding a lion started at the trail behind my house. Walking through the trail, I saw a lot of trees and people. Shortly after starting my journey, I came across a few deer tracks. I looked around, but I couldn't find any deer. Now, how many deer do you think there are from the tracks? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deer prints. Now on the next page, you can see that there are 4 deer. So, I took my binoculars and looked through them. I saw a few deer standing around, but still, no lion. I continued on the trail and stopped by a pond. At the pond, there were 3 geese cleaning themselves in the murky water. But still, no lion. Looking closer, I saw 2 turtles sunbathing on the rocks at the pond. But still, no lion. I also spotted a swan and a crane at the pond. The crane was standing with its long legs on the branch, while the swan relaxed in the water. This is the swan, and this is the crane. But still, no lion. I looked up at the trees, curious of what else I could find. On the tallest trees, I saw blue jays. Those are some birds in North America. But still, no lion. Here's the blue jays. As I came to the end of the trail, I saw 2 beautiful butterflies drinking nectar from orange flowers. But the one thing I still couldn't find was a lion. That's when I realized I wasn't going to find a lion at the park. Silly me. They live in Africa. The end. Inspiration for this book from my brother, who, when he was 8 years old, he had an assignment at school, and it was to write a book. So growing up, him and our dad, would always go to the park and try to find a lion or a different type of animal. So from that inspiration, I wrote this book. And the illustrations, I used Adobe Illustrator to make all the designs digitally. That's why it took, I think, about a month or 2 to make each picture, and there's also a lot of editing and changing it up, a lot of colors that go into it, and the book took me about 2 years to make and publish. The book is now published on Amazon, and it's very special to me because it's the first book I've ever created and wrote. And inshallah, in the future, there will be more. And growing up, I always was very interested in drawing and writing, but I was always scared of making something just in case someone didn't like what I did. But I realized that I shouldn't care about what other people are thinking, and I should just do what I like. Because at the end of the day, I truly loved making this book, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So if any of you guys like to draw or write, don't be afraid of what other people will think, and just create it. Because it's very special to you because once you finish it, you feel like that you feel very accomplished with what you've done.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is my daughter Zoha, and writing this book wasn't easy for her. I had to tell her every day, are you writing the book? Are you okay? Yeah. We'll take it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I know it's not easy to write a book or do the drawings, but like Zoha said, it took her 2 years because she has school to go to and she has other activities. But every week when she came home, I would ask her, did you do anything about the book? So little by little, she put words together, she put the illustrations, and then after 2 years, now nothing comes easy. You have to focus, you have to put time and effort into making something that's special and long lasting. So like I said, it took her 2 years, but when she was done, she felt really, really proud and accomplished about the book. And now, that first book, she's now thinking about writing other books. And I know that there are perhaps many people in this audience today that like to read books and like to write books. Write books, create your own portfolio. When you finish school and when you go to college, you can show your portfolio and say that you are an artist, you are a poet, you are a writer. I think that's going to give a lot of encouragement to not only your friends, but for college. They look at that and say, this person has a lot of creativity. And when you go look for a job, or when you're looking for a career, perhaps doctor, engineer, computer science, these skills are very good to have, and people look at that and say they want to have somebody that has inspiration, creativity. So start now, write your books, and put them away, and then later in life you can publish those books. But that's her, and me and my son used to go to the park, and for me to get him motivated, because he likes to play games, and for me to get him motivated to go to the park, I would say, let's go find a lion. Now, I know we can't find a lion in a park, but it got him excited. And so he would say, let's go find a lion. And we would never find a lion, but it was always next time that we would find a lion. And so he's the inspiration behind the book, but she put the creativity in actually publishing the book.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zuhair Khanmiri, and my older sister created the book that you guys just read. I was the original inspiration, and back in, when I was 8 years old, about the same age as some of you in here, I created this book, and it was like the original copy. It wasn't much, but it was good enough that my teachers reached out to my parents, and they were like, wow, this book is really cool. And then my sister took that, and she was like, I'll make this into something bigger and better. And here we have the final product, and it's all thanks to her, and I'm very proud of her for making it.
Would you like to listen to Assalamualaikum everyone. How are you all doing today? I believe I met a few of you in January. Thank you so much for welcoming me again, and I'm so excited to see you all. So this today was to bring my daughter so she can share her experience with everyone. Remember when I came in January, there was a kid who told me he wrote 5 books. Yes, that's how I got the idea of bringing her book here for the book reading. Because, we all have imaginations. And imaginations come from things we see. You might be seeing me, you might have imagination, you might think that, oh, I can write about certain things. I can write about this, I can write about that. So when you have these thoughts about writing and bringing your creativity, don't discourage yourself. You cannot say, oh, that person can do, I can't do. We all can do. If she can do, if I can do, you all can do. So keep that imagination coming and take that to another level. Don't give up and keep doing what you're doing. And good luck. And I'm really, really happy to be here. And I'm really happy to introduce my daughter and bring her here so she can interact with you all. So thank you so much for having me here again. And inshallah, hope to see you again in the future. So, I am not sure how many students here know that I am an artist. I'm a professional artist. So, hey, I see you, I remember you. So my career was not in art. I graduated in finance. I studied in Kansas State University and graduated in finance. And I worked as an IT auditor for 8 years. But my passion, my love was always for art. So I decided one day I decided to become a full-time artist with a mission to help the less fortunate. So I started an organization called Lila Services. I am the founder and executive director of Lila Services. Through my art, the proceeds that I raised, I help the less fortunate. So when I came here, many students reached out to me and they told me that they love drawing, painting. So Kuram sir and I, we decided to have an annual art competition. So inshallah, so I will get to see your talent. Stay tuned for more details. Inshallah, we'll provide, Kuram sir and I will talk in detail and we'll share the details information with you also. So look forward to that.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Now I'll enrich you with a word, Hindustani word for you today. Have you ever heard that honehar birwa ke chikne chikne pa? There is a muhavara. I think it explains that when you have some talent, that talent will somehow come out at the very beginning, initial stages. And just now we have seen that talent in Zoha Khonmeri. Zoha's mother, Afreen Khonmeri, is here, and just to inform you that her father and my father were friends. I have not seen her when she was young, but I think that proverb could have been used for you also that time. think you came across that Talib Khonmeri Lane in Chanchalgoda. Most of you live there in Chanchalgoda. So it is named after her father. He was a poet. He was a poet and an architect of repute. And there are many poems he wrote which are now considered as classic in Urdu literature. And I'll recite one poem at the end of my speech. Like I want to suggest you that whatever, some in our class, many times we had a debate that what gives us happiness. So many of you says that money. Don't follow money. You follow your passion. Money will follow you, like they are doing. They are like she is an artist of repute, and she will also do something. She will write many books in future, I guess, and I hope and I pray for that. So do that, and I teach them social, and whenever some issues are there, I get examples from them. So many times whenever we talk about gender justice, they always complain about their brothers. That they get more importance in that. Here we have a family where there is no gender discrimination, right? And not only that, here we have a brother, unlike your brother, who inspired his sister to write a book. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the family you are. And we thank all of you for coming here, especially the person of the moment, Zoha Khonmeri. And I welcome and thank Mr. Shaheen Khonmeri also, the father of Zoha Khonmeri. Put your hands together for Shaheen sir. We have, hosted so many personalities here in the very hall which we are sitting in, but never in the last few years we had such a gathering which is very casual and it gives a home feeling, family feeling. Yeah, no MCs, nothing. We were like a family, and we are extended family, and will be helping and inspiring each other in our journeys together in future. And most importantly, Zoha was inspired by Afreen Khonmeri, and Afreen Khonmeri was nurtured at some stage by Khurram sir. Khurram sir is the one who always provides this ecosystem where people get inspiration and do something in their lives. There are so many students like Afreen Khonmeri who are doing, great, doing something commendable in, different parts of the world. At the end, I'll recite that poem of Mr. Talib Khonmeri, the father of Afreen Khonmeri and grandfather of Zoha Khonmeri. It is a classic poem, one of my favorites. So I'll remove my specs and I'll recite that. It is named, entitled as Iblis Ka Etiraf. You know, Etiraf, what do you mean by Etiraf? Admission, like मैं मानता हूँ, हाँ, yes, एतराफ़, right? जैसे कि मैं एतराफ़ करता हूँ कि आफरीन खोमेरी एक टैलेंटेड खातून है, इस तरह एतराफ़, right? तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? शैतान भी कुछ चीज़ का एतराफ़ कर रहा है, कॉन्फेस कर रहा है, हाँ, सोचता हूँ अगर इसमें कुछ गलती हो जाए तो माफ़ी चाहता हूँ मैं, शायद आप करती तो बेहतर होता है। सोचता हूँ कि अब इंसान को सजदा कर लूं, तूने जिस वक्त ये इंसान बनाया या रब, उस घड़ी मुझको तू एक आंख न भाया या रब, इसलिए मैंने सर अपना ना झुकाया या रब, लेकिन अब पलटती है कुछ ऐसी ही काया या रब। अक्लमंदी है इसी में कि मैं तौबा कर लूं, सोचता हूं कि अब इंसान को सजदा कर लूं। इब्तदान थी बहुत नर्म तबीयत उसकी, कल्बोजा पाक थे, शफाफ थी तहनत उसकी। फिर बतदरीज बदलने लगी खसलत उसकी, अब तो खुद मुझ पे मुसल्लत है शरारत उसकी। इससे पहले कि मैं अपना ही तमाशा कर लूं, सोचता हूं कि अब इंसान को सजदा कर लूं। फिर दिया तूने भला कौन सा फितना इसमें, बकता रहता है हमेशा कोई लावा इसमें। एक सांस है अब सूरत शोला इसमें, आग मौजूद थी क्या मुझसे ज्यादा इसमें। अपना आतिश कदे जात ही ठंडा कर लूं, सोचता हूं कि अब इंसान को सजदा कर लूं। अब तो ये खून के भी रिश्तों से अकड़ जाता है, बाप से भाई से बेटे से भी लड़ जाता है। जब कभी तैश में हत्ते से उखड़ जाता है, खुद मेरे शर का तवाजुन भी बिगड़ जाता है। अब तो लाजिम है कि मैं खुद को सीधा कर लूं, सोचता हूं कि अब इंसान को सजदा कर लूं। मेरी नजरों में तो बस मिट्टी का माधा था बशर, मैं समझता था उसे खुद से बहुत ही कमतर। मुझ पे पहले न खुले उसके सियासी जौहर, कान मेरे भी कतरता है ये कायद बनकर। शैतानत छोड़ के मैं भी यही धंधा कर लूं, सोचता हूं कि अब इंसान को सजदा कर लूं। कुछ झिझकता है न डरता है न शर्माता है, नित नई फितना गरी रोज ही दिखलाता है। अब ये जालिम मेरे बहकावे में कब आता है, मैं बुरा सोचता रहता हूं ये कर जाता है। क्या अभी उसकी मुरीदी का भी इरादा कर लूं, सोचता हूं अब इंसान को सजदा कर लूं। अब जगह कोई नहीं मेरे लिए धरती पर, मेरे शर से भी सिवा है यहाँ इंसान का शर। अब तो लगता है यही फैसला मुझको बेहतर, इससे पहले कि पहुंच जाए वहां सुपर पावर, मैं किसी और ही सैयारे पे कब्जा कर लूं। सोचता हूं कि अब इंसान को सजदा कर लूं। जुल्म के दाम बिछाए हैं निराले उसने, नित नए पेच मजाहिब में डाले उसने, कर दिए कैद अंधेरों में उजाले उसने। काम जितने थे मेरे सारे संभाले उसने, अब तो मैं खुद को हर एक बोझ से हल्का कर लूं, सोचता हूं कि अब इंसान को जी। Every time I conclude my speech with Iqbal Sheikh, but this time I will rely on Ghalib, and I'll dedicate this Sheikh to Talib Khammeri Sahab and my father also, who was his friend, and he was also a poet and actor. Ghalib said that, let me recall, सब कहाँ कुछ लाला और गुल में नुमाया हो गए, लाला और गुल फूल हैं, सब कहाँ कुछ लाला और गुल में नुमाया हो गए, खाक में क्या सूरतें होंगी कि पिन्हा हो गई। Very shukriya, thank you so much for coming, and I hope that next time also we'll see you with another book. Thank you. Okay, and I would like to call this boy to come on stage and present a bouquet to our chief guest today, Zoha Khammeri. Thank you. And we'll have a formal, release of the book